Hello and welcome to Smurd P video. Today we're looking at Transformers Studio Series figure number 97, AirRazor from Transformers Rise of the Beast. And I really liked the film, so I decided that I was going to collect the Studio Series figures. And obviously we've had some more great news around this particular film and these particular figures. We've got two new core classes coming out with the exosuit DS and the other little Terracon. I forgot what he's called, Nava something, blah, blah, blah. And obviously we got Nightbird as well, which is probably the better of the free announcements. On the side, plastic-free packaging, nice thing there, nice artwork there. And on the back, big screen scale, detailed backdrop, Peruvian Jungle Discovery. So it's when the jungle, backdrop included. We know 23 steps to transform him. AirRazor leads the Autobots to the Maximal lair. Although it probably did seem like a mistake, to be honest with you. They were following, they were trying to find the key, really, and then they just stumbled across the Maximal lair. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They all came together in the end. So let's get AirRazor out and have a closer look. Okay, so here is AirRazor out of the packaging. I was having this conversation with my son. I'm not bothered that there's robot mode, but I do not recall her in the movie transforming into robot mode. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I just forgot something, but I felt like actually her character was better in this robot disguise that she had created. And that, if you remember in the Beast Wars series, when they were exposed to being a beast for too long, they sort of started becoming more like a beast. And it was probably Tigatron identified very closely to that. And AirRazor scoured a lot during the Beast Wars as well. But there was one particular episode, was it Into the Jungle? I can't remember. It was season 1 anyway, and they basically they couldn't transform into their robot modes, and it started to affect them, and they ended up having to embrace the beasts. So I thought like maybe that would have been cool if that's a reason why she stayed in that mode. You know, if Primal said, "Why are you always in this mode?" You know what I mean? I feel like that was pretty cool. There is the backdrop. It looks pretty decent. It's a nice river, etc. Not a fan of backdrops. I think it's kind of cool that they are doing them, but I feel like they would take up too much room in your collection rather than you finding an effective way to do them. Now, I could be wrong. I feel like this is very similar to the AirRazor we've got, except the legs are certainly a lot longer, and these feet are massive. They do look absolutely gorgeous. But other than that, I feel like the body is very similar in terms of size. I could be wrong. And I hope I'm wrong, because I hope when she transforms into the bird mode, she is certainly going to impose herself, etc. You can bring out the wings as well. I feel like that is very, very nice. You can go as far as that if you want. If you want her just, you know, hovering around. She probably doesn't do that, and probably sits very nicely just like that on the back. You know, and then she can go to work, etc. She does come with the guns, which are the Beast Wars AirRazor that was produced, or the Kingdom AirRazor from that awful series that could have been so great, but it was absolutely trash because they trashed it with the voice act. No offense for the voice actors that did it, but it just didn't feel like the characters that I knew and loved. But yeah, beautiful detail all the way around. Okay, there's some hollowness in it that is there. You know, sometimes it happens, especially more with the Beast figures, I find, because they are harder to get into those positions. They try so hard to get them perfect that sometimes certain things don't sit very well. So I do like the fact that the wings can sit out. That just feels very nice, because you could just fly off in this mode as well. So the head is quite hard to turn all the way around. I feel like you could do it, but she does have a little chin there. Same with the arm, you've got this here, etc. But I don't feel like there's any great need for you to do that. There's a swivel there There's a bend there. There's a little bend up and down there. It does not spin, though. In terms of this bit, there is movement there, but it's quite restricted because you put the bird head in like so. You can get the legs to do a full splits, which is quite cool. There is a spin there. You can lift that up quite nicely because there is that movement as part of the transformation. So there is lots of leg movement. I would have liked a little pivot on there, but there isn't a pivot, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, you can get her in some really, I feel, some very, very cool poses in this mode. Even just doing just what I've done there by accident, you could just really get that into some decent quality stuff. That looks a bit weird, actually, which is not unsurprising from me, to be fair. I feel like this robot mode's got everything that I would expect from it. I'm more interested in the beast mode. Like I said, I don't recall transforming into this, so the beast mode is pivotal to what I think of this character, because this is not the AirRazor from the show. This is the AirRazor from the movie. So I'm going to go transform her off screen. I will do that on screen. I'm absolute crap at it, and I'll probably end up embarrassing myself and then, you know, wasting your time, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to transform her, and we can have a look at that AUT mode. Okay, so here is AirRazor, and yeah, some of my fears are there because generally they've just taken the same mode as before and not sort of taken in account of how this AirRazor presented itself on screen. So, for example, there was a lot of frontal shots where she sort of posed like this. So you can sort of achieve what I'm talking about, etc., but it does not look pretty. Let's be honest. That inside does not look pretty. It's ugly as hell. So there was always going to be this bit, and I'm not sure, in my mind, I'm not sure how they could have achieved sort of a chess piece to create what I would have loved them to create. However, regardless of that, this is a transformer, and you can sort of almost, I feel like you could almost get away with how this looks. It doesn't look like the end of the world, but it does just sort of friend it. My next worry is, now if you go back to thinking how Rise of the Beast, some of those fight scenes in there is a very important fight between AirRazor and Optimus Primal. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but AirRazor is almost the same size in this mode as that Primal, which almost doesn't make sense because her beast mode blending in should be a lot smaller. Don't get me wrong, some birds are massive, absolutely massive creatures, but the same size as a big massive gorilla just isn't one of them. But they did throw that in there, and there is that important battle fight, whatever you want to call it, where she is pretty much giving Optimus Primal a good old hiding. The other thing that is great about AirRazor, she had such a great storyline in this film. I really did enjoy what they did with her, because she was always a secondary character in Beast Wars. Yes, I said it, a secondary character. She was just always in the background, whereas this, she was at the forefront of a majority of that film, carrying it. Not saying carrying it because she was a, you know, but you know what I mean. She was just as pivotal as Mirage was instead of Bumblebee, for example. There was more focus on other characters, and she got it. The only draw of that is you did not get much from Rhinox or Cheetah, which is a little bit disappointing. And I still would have loved Rat Trap thrown in there. Rat Trap would have been perfect for those moments with Unicron, all those life death scenes. You could just see it. We're all gonna die. He could have easily been thrown in there just for those couple of scenes. You know what I mean? But they didn't. They stayed with us, and you can only hope that we get a Rat Trap in the future. So yeah, so there she is, and you know, there's beautiful detail throughout. As always, I love the green and the brown. I feel like they could have thrown in a couple of technical more technical bits in there, but it's hard to see how they could fit in without affecting the robot mode as well. But there you have it. There is AirRazor. So I hope you like my video. If you do, please, I'd appreciate you support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for watching. Thank you to those that already subscribed to my channel. Appreciate you folks a great deal. Make sure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace geekness. Take care. Goodbye.